Greed, global truth. Mic check. Put a 1 in the chat if everybody can hear me. All right. So young Scooter has just had his life claimed on his birthday. Young Scooter is considered like an Atlanta legend as far as the music scene goes. There's not a spot that you go to that you're not going to hear young Scooter's music playing. The man was 39 years old. And according to Baller Alert, his life was claimed just a couple hours back. It says rapper Young Scooter reportedly killed on his birthday. Rapper Young Scooter was reportedly killed on Friday, March 28th, tragically on his 39th birthday. At this time, it remains unclear how Scooter died, but social media has quickly begun buzzing with rumors surrounding his passing. Many have speculated that he was killed by the police, though that has not quite been confirmed. Now, I want to say this right now and make it very clear. The streets is already talking out here. You know, I know that it's going to come out that the police did kill Young Scooter. For reasons unknown, I don't know the circumstances, but apparently everybody out here who was near the stadium seen it happen. And later on, there's going to be footage that's released, but you're getting this breaking story now before everything comes out. Now, just to give y'all some details about this, let me go ahead and we're going to go to trending news. And according to trending news, Atlanta rapper Young Scooter was reportedly shot in Atlanta on Friday near State Farm Arena, where the NCAA tournament is taking place. Local media reported one person was shot, with sources claiming the victim was Young Scooter. Though police have not yet confirmed his identity. So could it be that Young Scooter was having a good time near the arena? The police didn't know what to do and pretty much aired this man out. You know, we don't know the circumstances surrounding this, but these cops out here are definitely trigger happy. And there's a lot of crooked police out here who want to be thugs and want to be gangsters. And there's also a lot of police that are tied to the streets out this area. And you got to understand that this is this man's birthday. His birthday. Now, I want to read a little bit more up on this. It goes on to say, Atlanta-based rapper Young Scooter was reportedly shot in Atlanta, Georgia on Friday. The shooting was reported just blocks away from State Farm Arena, where the NCAA tournament is being played, and one person was shot in it. As per Fox 5 Atlanta, reports claim that the victim in the shooting was Young Scooter, whose real name is Kenneth Edward Bailey. However, this has not officially been confirmed by the police. So here you have it. Another brother gone, another brother put in a grave. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're going to try to hold that footage and they're going to try to hold everything back because they don't want any public outrage. See, these police out here, they don't care if you a rapper. They don't know who you are. Although, you know, the streets might know who this individual is, the police don't care. Somebody says it's not a coincidence. I believe it's not a coincidence. Could he have been sacrificed? Let's talk about what label he was signed with. Let's get into the nitty gritty here. Now, born on March 28th, 1986, Scooter became a significant figure in Atlanta's hip hop scene community. His music career began in 2008, and his breakthrough came with the 2012 mixtape Street Lottery, featuring his massive hit single Columbia. The success of Columbia led to an official remix featuring Rick Ross, Birdman, and Gucci Man. Additionally, Lil Wayne covered the song for his mixtape Dedication 5. Throughout his career, Young Scooter collaborated with notable artists such as Future, Gucci Man, and Young Thug. His guest appearance on Future Juice WRLD's 2018 track Jet Lag marked his first entry on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 72. Other notable songs included Dodo with Future, Goo Wop alongside Young Thug, Quavo, and Offset. So, this man been all up in the industry. Let's go do some research and find out what label he was signed with because they be sacrificing these artists. And a lot of these police be gang stalkers and they be perps. And, they be really following these artists around. You have something called hip hop police. Now, he may have been an independent artist, but let's find out what label was Young Scooter signed to. All right, that there it is, another 1017 artist. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. I am not surprised. Why does all Gucci Man's artists die? Why? According to Google, he was signed with 1017. That's Gucci Man's label. Yep, he was with Free Bands, Black Migo Gang 1017 Records. I mean, I'm going to just show y'all all the artists that died on 1017 because I don't believe this is coincidence. All the artists that died on 1017. I mean, this is insane. Let me pull this up for y'all because they have a long list. All right, let's pull this up for y'all. And let's stop that. Now, I want y'all to peep this. Oops, it's the wrong one. Pardon me, I shared the wrong screen here. Here we go. 1017 artists have died along the years. I mean, this is insane right here. You got they're either dead or in jail. You got Pooh Shiesty, who was locked up. K Shade got dropped. Roll Boy got dropped. Big Scar, rest in peace. Fuego, locked up. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
So I want to have a conversation as to, and this is the conversation that has been going around Instagram ever since it was announced that Enchanting had unfortunately passed away. These are all the artists that are on Gucci Man's label 1017. So as you can see, Pooh Shiesty is serving 8 years. Big Scar has passed away. Enchanting, now that's updated, she has passed away. Fujiano serving 5 years. Hot Boy West serving 15 years. K Shade dropped by the label. Roll Boy dropped by the label. Hood Rich Pablo Juan is also facing RICO charges. Now, from what I did my research on, um, Enchanting had made a video a while back saying that she was independent. She was no longer with 1017. She was no longer with Atlantic. So um, now a lot of people are asking what happened. I am hearing different things of what happened to her, of how she got on life support, and how she passed away. One of the things I heard allegedly it was an overdose, but I cannot confirm that. Um, Now, Big Scar, her label mate, from what I heard, allegedly he passed away from the same thing. So I don't know what's going on. Listen, this entertainment industry is a dark place, and I keep trying to tell people that, and it's like folks don't want to listen to me.
Now, what is happening on 1017? Because now you can add Young Scooter to the list. And according to all of the locals in Atlanta, they're claiming that Young Scooter was gunned down by the police. We're going to say allegedly for now. From what I'm hearing, there is footage. There is footage. And that footage is going to be released very soon. This is breaking news. Uh, Young Scooter is considered a legend in Atlanta. Everywhere you go, you're going to hear that song that goes, "You say you a hit, man, but you got no hits." I'm telling you, you're going to hear that jump everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere. And so, Atlanta has its own culture, and a lot of their local artists are so much bigger to the local people than worldwide. Like they hold them to a very high stature. And I wonder how the people are gonna react when they find out that the police allegedly gunned down Young Scooter. And from what I'm hearing is nasty work. Drench says bruh got into a shootout with the police. That's not what I heard, but you could be right. I'm not, hey, listen, I'm not Xing out what you saying. But from what I've heard from an Atlanta native that just hit me up personally, somebody very tightly close to the situation, or at least they know about it. They were at the location. They're not saying it was a shootout. They're not saying that. Now, you could be right. I don't know. I could have false information, but what I'm hearing is that it was excessive force. And I don't know how the people are going to act about that, because it seems that when we are killing each other, nobody really bats an eye at it. Nobody really does anything. But when the police air one of our people out, it's a whole nother ball game. People finna riot. People finna loot. It's going to get real crazy out there if the police really unlawfully, with excessive force, took out Young Scooter. It's not going to be good. I'm telling y'all that right now. It's not going to be good in Atlanta. I lived out in this area for a few years now, and I know how the people get down. And around soon as the weather started breaking, these cops start getting trigger happy. They start going out trying to reach their quotas, and it's a sad situation. So there's updates as we're speaking right now as well. So it is official that Young Scooter has passed away at age 39. Actually, he was killed at 39. According to HNHH, it reads, horrible news is coming out of the hip hop world tonight, as it was reported that Young Scooter has passed away. A truly awful story is being reported out of Atlanta tonight, as it was revealed that Young Scooter is now dead at age 39. Um, Not to mention, there's some other things going on in the news with Sean Kingston. He just hit the news as well. Apparently, him and his mother were found guilty of wiretapping and fraud So you got a lot going on. And I believe Sean Kingston is considered a local artist as well, even because I believe he lives in the area. So there's a lot going on in Atlanta right now. Yeah, and I mean you gotta think about it, man. It's this was this man's birthday. Why would he want to be out there getting in a shootout with the law on his birthday? These are things to really consider. I believe it is a ritual. I believe that this was an industry blood sacrifice, and I believe he was cursed under 1017 to be another soul recycled to the music industry. It seems that the well was running dry and Young Scooter's career wasn't what it used to be. And in the industry, I'm going to tell y'all right now, you're just simply worth more dead than alive. You're simply worth more dead than alive. I mean, these record labels tend to have insurance policies on their artists. Um, the prison industrial complex, along with law enforcement, a lot of the time, they're in cahoots. And honestly, we need to see Gucci Man speak up about what's happening to his artists. I know he pretty much dismantled 1017, but I that's the last label he was signed to. Somebody said Scooter was signed to Future. Well, Google must be giving false information. Young Scooter, Young Scooter's record label. Hey, I'm not going to, y'all say y'all know the answers. Y'all just got to give me the sources. No. Young Scooter's record label is 1017. It says the curse of that's the first label that comes up. His name comes under that deal, under that bracket. It says the curse of 1017, Gucci Man's label, and it's trouble. It seems like everybody that go there either die or go to jail. Scooter was rapping with Future. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Young Scooter, Future, signed with Future. Let's see. Let's see if we can find that. Because somebody got some explaining to do. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. But nonetheless, he's gone. He's gone. Yeah, Young Scooter rapped with a lot of people. But his last label he was signed with seems to be 1017. And see, that's what's going on out here, man. Souls are being recycled for the industry. Now imagine it's your birthday. You at the stadium turning up, having a good time, and you somehow get gunned down. Now we saying allegedly because all the details haven't came out. But the streets is talking. The streets is definitely talking. And they saying that your boy got eliminated by the cops. Atlanta PD. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Danklin. 1017 got like at least 5 or 6 bodies under their belt. This stuff is not a game. I mean, it's really not. Just look at the curse of 1017, man. They have even had female artists get killed. Man, look at this.
The original members of the new 1017 since Gucci brought his label back.
I mean, Pooh Shiesty locked up. Keisha Day dropped. Roll Boy dropped. Big Scar, rest in peace. Fugio locked up. Enchanting. Only one left. What's happening here? Yeah, same thing with Empire Records. That is a fact. What is going on with Atlanta police? Let me see. People keep arguing about what artist he was signed to. Let me see. Young Scooter free bands. Let's see if is he free? Is he free bands? Let me see. Young Scooter. Cause I don't trust Future either. Kenneth Edward Belly, March 28th, better known as Young Scooter, was an American rapper from Georgia. He was among the first artists to sign with fellow Atlanta rapper Future's label Freebounds in 2012. That was in 2012. Let me see. Last record label. No, he was signed with, man, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all putting a lot of confusion out there. Look, let me share my screen with y'all, bro. Y'all not getting me, bro. Y'all throwing some confusion, right? Affiliated with Freebands Entertainment and 1017 Brick Squad Records, and signed to his own label, Black Migo Gang. Do y'all see that up top? This is his discography. He was 1017, y'all. They all connected. I hate that we had to stay on that so long, but nah. He was a 1017 artist. So another one bites the dust. Yeah, you could say they independent all you want, man. There's some executive eating up off all these Negroes. There's somebody's children getting paid to go through college off of the backs of all these Negroes who are out there. It's crazy, man. So here you have another artist gone, buried. Look, on his birthday though. Like, that's crazy, man. What's really happening in these Atlanta streets? What is happening in these Atlanta streets? Here, let me show y'all something. Cause the news is gonna come out. The news is gonna come out. Hold on, we going here. His untimely death, especially on his birthday, is a devastating loss to the music community. Our thoughts and condolences. I mean, what's happening? You got Yellow Beezy. He's getting arrested right now as we speak. Well, he's already arrested. Now they just had his first hearing for allegedly murking Mo 3. Now, here's another story that I was going to tap into while we're here. Rest in peace to Young Scooter. It seems like all of Atlanta artists just keep dying, bro. I don't know. They need to get rid of trap music altogether. How many of y'all agree? I was just listening to a Rich Homie Quan freestyle earlier, and I'm like, I can't believe Rich Homie Quan dead. I ain't got over that one. I ain't got over the fact that it seems like Rich Homie Quan just died. Seemed like he just died weeks ago. And now here comes another one. It's like the music is cursed. There's no other way around it. Trap music is cursed. It exactly. The king says trap music need to be retired. I agree. Just get rid of it altogether. And it's a lot of bodies dropping out here in Atlanta. You had King Von, he dropped in Atlanta. And then we never really get any answers. It's like it's always an unsolved mystery. Trouble, Takeoff, RHQ, Young Scooter. Man, I can't imagine how these youngins are coming up thinking now with every single rapper that they like be dying. It's almost like you ain't real until you die, or you get locked up. It's almost like a rite of passage. Nobody even trying to support the music until somebody is killed. That's right, heavenly trap music is a booby trap. That's right. Luke Rage says behind on the stream, but I wonder what his label, distribution, deal life, insurance policy look like. That's what I'm saying. Cause why is all these rappers dying under 1017 umbrella? And I listen, I don't really get into trap music like that, but I ain't gonna lie. Some of Young Scooter stuff used to kind of slide though. I ain't gonna lie. If you just talk about the beats and his flow, it is what it is. I don't really promote that kind of music because I see the negative connotation that it has on the people. And I see how a lot of these rappers end up dying. It feel like they just got young Dolph at the damn cookie shop. It's like Atlanta rappers just be dying more than I feel like Atlanta rappers die more than any other artist. How many of y'all believe that Gucci Man is a clone, number one? And number two, he's responsible for this. Cause it seemed like Gucci done reached a whole nother level. Yeah, a lot of people still tripping over Dolph. It's like, what's going on with all these rappers? Somebody saying Enchanting died too. That is crazy. Primetime 4 says Gucci definitely a clone, bro. Yeah, this city is extremely toxic. There's a lot of witchcraft out here. There's a lot of sloppy shooters out here, and there's a lot of crooked ass policemen out here. They're crooked. And a lot of them are affiliated with gangs. They be in them streets heavy. They be a part of sets. And they be running around here like street dudes. Now, as we're on here, I'm looking at all the updates possible on Young Scooter because it's a breaking story. And it is true. Young Scooter has passed away. I'm checking periodically to see if there's any updates or more news concerning this matter. Because this is quite troubling. We're gonna go to. We already went to trending, but we didn't read the whole article, so I'm gonna go back there. One moment. Actually, we did read that. They're giving us limited information right now, but we know he was killed at the stadium. Now, the question is, how could he be killed at the stadium and he was the only one hit on his birthday? How? Gladiator says, I could tell the cops in Atlanta seem foul as hood. Oh, they definitely on one. Anybody in this area know I'm telling the truth. You see the cops doing anything, you got to keep your antennas up. You got to watch them. I'm telling you right now, especially if you in the Clayton County areas, sheesh. Them cops are not a joke. Them cops will gun you down in a heartbeat. Do you know how many people sit up? And I'm not talking about just the street cops. I ain't talking about just them. I'm talking about the cops that patrol the prisons as well. I'm talking about, you know how many people are starving? You know how many people are dying, not getting their medications? You know how inhumane a lot of these police officers are out here? That's right. Atlanta is named after Atlantia, the Greek huntress. And if you know what hunters want, they want blood. That's what I'm talking about. There's a couple places you can live in America where you know the cops is dirty. And I'm going to tell you the three places in order. Number one, Atlanta. Number one, Atlanta. They are brutal. Number two, Texas. Number three, Los Angeles. Number four, New York. But Atlanta is number one. Y'all remember them? What is those joints, dog? What was that group called? Y'all seen it in a Big Meech film. The cops that used to straight up raid spots and kick down doors and just be beating up children and all of that. That's really how they get down. The Red Dogs. That's it. The Red Dogs. Shh. Them Red Dogs ain't no joke. I mean, they gangs. The Red Dogs is a gang. And they will put you in a box in a split second. And they'll do it in front of your children. That's right. Them Red Dogs, they were horrible. Heavenly, are you from Atlanta? She must be from the area. And hey, somebody said Texas don't play, but not on the list. Man, Texas can be on one too. Yeah, Detroit bad too, man. And from what they're saying right now, everybody in the streets is talking. Everybody's talking. While I was out and about, they was like, yo, young Scooter, he got hit and the cops did it. I'm like, how y'all know the cops did it? Because I looked everywhere. They was like, yo, the cops did it. Some people near him seen it. From what they're trying to say is they didn't know it was young Scooter. I don't believe that. It was on his birthday and he's a rapper. First and foremost, Atlanta police, they know who all the rappers are. They know who all the rappers are. Young Thug, they know who all of them are. Top Dasher ATL says Red Dogs used to beat us up. Man, I'm telling you. Yeah, didn't they do Bankroll Fresh dirty too? Didn't he lose? Is Bankroll Fresh still living? Somebody said Scooter wasn't bringing in money for FBG. That was a life insurance policy cash out. Wow. I would not doubt that. I'm about to pull up something interesting information for y'all. 1017 life insurance policies. See, this is the type of stuff you got to look up, man, because I know they got a life insurance company. Wow. 1017 record label. Let's bring it up. And they say that Gucci Man ain't even paying for funerals, bro. They say that they not even paying for funerals. What was it? Big Scar that Gucci got into it with about these guys needing funeral costs and Gucci wasn't nowhere to be found. I'm telling you, man, it's some wild street politics going on in ATL. The rap scene out here is demonic. I don't know why anybody want to be a rapper in Atlanta, bro. Not no secular artist that's on. This is the worst place. This used to be the best place you can go to get put on. But I believe this is the worst place. The absolute worst. Somebody said Big Cap, he Black Migo Gang, BMG, not free bands. Right. Black Migo Gang is under 1017. But free bands is affiliated. So nobody lied. It was just confusing because it's basically two branches under the same label. Now I'm looking up right now what kind of life insurance policies these people have. And I'm going to give y'all that info because this man died on his birthday, bro. His birthplace was Walterboro, South Carolina. but pretty much Atlanta adopted young Scooter. Somebody said it was over jealousy. I believe it was a hit. Let's see. Naming TV says, I live in Atlanta. It's not bad at all. Internet makes everything sound worse. People mind their own business. Yeah, for the most part, people do mind their own business. But the street politics out here are scandalous and treacherous. There's a lot of Masonic orders that, like, let me give you an example. Young Thug, he said he beat all his charges because he a Mason. What I'm trying to show you is that the streets and organized crime and the police force and whatever you want to call it, the local government of Atlanta, all of that stuff, look, all of that stuff is pretty much in coercion together. They all rolling with each other, bro. That's why they did Young Thug's trial like it was reality TV. Because Atlanta was eating off of that. Atlanta do the same thing. They act like they're gonna clean up the streets. You see all these rappers get hit with Ricos, but then they let them out. It's dirty out here. Yeah, it's definitely a fraternal order out this joint. There's no doubt about that. Because they trying to be Black Hollywood. And look, we got 1017 in here. Well, we just had 1017 in here. And we talking about 1017. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, look, man. We got to look at these life insurance policies because you are worth more dead than alive. You are definitely worth more dead than alive. Young Scooter, let me see. We at 1017. Matter of fact, let's just do this. Let's Google what life insurance policies look like under labels because you're not going to find the exact one. Record label, life insurance. Let's just see what these look like. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to a video right here. I'm gonna share this video with y'all so y'all can understand the reality of this, man. These record labels put out life insurance policies on the artists. Here's why record labels put insurance on the artists. Peep this, y'all.
The girls have brought up this question here. Are labels able to put insurance policies on artists?
Absolutely. If you had a label, and let's say you sign, what's somebody that be running the streets?
Like,
I ain't even gonna put nobody in there.
Actually, never
Let's do a
mind.
hypothetical.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got somebody.
All these rappers run the streets. That's why they put insurance policies on them. But they also stand more to gain from them being dead than alive. Let's go.
Love murder.
Right.
Lil Murder.
Yeah.
Who from Roundaway,
Yeah.
gang banging, who be still sticking folks up,
Yeah.
breaking
Yeah.
into cars,
Yeah.
whatever. But he got a few bangers on him. He got a little flow to him.
Now you can't tell me that young Scooter was out here doing all of that at 39 years old, bro. I'm not buying that. I don't believe a 39-year-old man on his birthday who's hanging out at the stadium. Y'all got to look at where this man lost his life. A 39-year-old man hanging out at the stadium on his birthday is not out here running in cars. I mean, he wasn't in the auditorium robbing people. He definitely wasn't in a parking lot breaking into cars. Something don't seem right about young Scooter's death. He got killed in the public, but nobody seemed to really know what happened. But the streets are saying the police did it. I really believe the police did it. It seemed like some type of cover up, and these people are known for that. These people are known for these cover ups. Let's go.
To protect my investment.
No, as crazy as we make it sound, it actually sounds like a great business move.
It is
not putting money on his death.
Right. That's what they doing though. These people are ignorant.
But protecting your investment.
These labels invest hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
But they make billions of dollars. Like they can't be this ignorant. The labels invest hundreds and thousands of dollars, but they make millions off the artists. They make more when you dead. Look, let me explain this to y'all. Prime time, let's talk about this numerology for a second. 3-9, yeah, definitely a sacrifice breed. 3 and 9, flip the 9, you get 6. Exactly, it's 3 6s. All numerology. But let me break this down to you. When you die, you get a rite of passage. When you die, your record, you actually get more followers when you die. Your record sales go through the roof. When you die, the record labels are able to get the life insurance policy as well as they're able to cash out on everything that you owe. They can take all of that back. Let's say, let me give you an example. You sign a deal and you got to put out, let's say, 5 albums, but you was only on your 3rd album. They're gonna take back whatever that bank loaned you. They're going to get it back. That means if you got it in assets, that's getting repossessed. Anything you own is getting snatched away. Telling you. And that's right, people. You know, if you're watching a broadcast and you're learning something about the music industry, and this is making you want to stay far away from the Atlanta music scene, then get the likes up on the video, get the message spread. Clyde Willis says they harvest energy hard in March because March is the real new year. That's real talk. While new life is being made, they trying to, push the death culture. But I want to go to a video that breaks it down a little bit more about this life insurance policy, because these people right here don't really get it. They don't get it. So let me pull something else out. On rappers, on record labels. Man, because this is how it goes. I want to go to Jada Kiss. Jada Kiss 2 years ago talks about how they put out life insurance policies on young artists. Yeah, they're getting them royalties. You're worth more dead or in jail. R. Kelly is sitting in jail right now trying to figure out where all his money is at. He's trying to figure it out.
Jet Setters. Now, Jadakiss is a rap legend who's seen all kinds of stuff in the music business. However, in this clip right here, Jadakiss expresses shock when he found out that record labels are putting life insurance policies on rappers. Here's what Jadakiss had to say.
Record labels are being successful off nonsense. And somebody went out, did something stupid, recorded a song about it, and was able to get a lot of streams, and that became a thing with the whole drill. You know what I mean? They actually going out, getting active and doing stuff, and then going to the studio and make a song about what they just did.
And could that be the case with Young Scooter? We don't know. I mean, a lot of times, a lot of the local legends and artists are respected in the streets. And, if you out here living by the gun, you never know when that payback is coming. And I'm not saying that's the situation with Young Scooter, because I'm hearing otherwise. I'm hearing that it was foul play. I'm hearing that it was excessive force by the hands of Atlanta police. And we have yet to find out. So all I can say is allegedly for now. But once the details come out, I'm going to definitely keep y'all notified. And we're going to bring out the facts. Somebody said cops do hits out there too. This is a fact. People think that You know the game is sweet, but it's real out here. And sometimes I don't know who's more of a threat to the powers that be, a revolutionary or some type of street thug. Heaven Lee said, where did it happen? It happened near the stadium. Yep, it happened right near the State Farm Arena. It happened near State Farm Arena on his birthday. That's just a strange case right there.
And that should get nipped in the bud as soon as it got created. But nobody's going to these labels saying they wrong for this. We just blaming it on the kids. So like my brother Stout said, he don't like to just put all the blame on these young artists because the radio stations are making them the top songs of the.
So what Jada Kiss essentially is saying is when there's an artist that is popping for putting out a street anthem and it's stuff that they really did, I can tell you like Bobby Shmurda, for example. You know, Bobby Shmurda first song, he was doing a whole lot of self-snitching in that joint. And then they're putting that out there because it's gritty and it's real and the people know it's real. But then it's consequences for that. Death or jail. And the record labels are capitalizing off that. So what they're doing is they're releasing young artists who they know are really in the streets because they know it's only a matter of time for them. And then, you know, the irony of it all, the feds be watching the whole time. The feds be knowing exactly what they've done years ago. The feds and the record labels, and they be knowing. They be like, yeah, we know you killed somebody. We know what you did. We know what you did in the song. We got the wiretaps. We got all that. And then you know what? They wait. You know why? Because it takes years to build up evidence. It takes years to build the evidence, but they'll let you get a career started and then they'll come get you. Y'all don't think they knew that Yellow Beezy did what he did to Mo3? You don't think the feds and police been knew what was going on? They wait for the right time to come and get you. Proverbs 11:5, the righteous of the blameless keep his way straight, but the wicked fall by his own wickedness, man. It's a tough scripture there, man. Yeah, they building a case the whole time. Then they do you like Fetty Wap. Catch you coming off the stage. They catch you after you know what I'm saying, and you won an award or something, or you didn't had one of your biggest performances, and then they come get you while you at the height of your career. Raheem said Scooter was in the streets for real. I heard that, but I don't think that on his birthday he was out here wilding. Not near State Farm Arena. Now, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Now now look, Jada Kiss know the game. Jada Kiss know the game, but there's other people who spoke on these life insurance policies on record labels, explaining how it goes down. You know, I just recently spoke about Empire Records and how they really get down. Look, you got Fredro Starr. You got French Montana talking about it. There's extortion going on. Now, how many of y'all remember this right here? Hold on. How many of y'all remember this? When the Jewish label exec exposes the satanic music industry. I want y'all to hear what he says right here, because this would explain what's really happening. Peep this.
A rapper from Migos died. I just wanted to go ahead and make a video.
Now, mind you, this is after Takeoff died, who was also under the same label, Black Migo Gang, who is also under the 1017 umbrella. Now, pay attention, y'all. This is a real source that we need to look into. I want everybody to get the likes up. Get the likes up on the video.
From Migos died, I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about something I had a unique experience in. So I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, Lil Yachty, the list goes on and on and on, okay? I learned a lot of things, and I have left the industry largely over my political beliefs, but there is something I want to impart to people to hopefully, make some sort of change happen. So I have a challenge to rappers, and I know some of you still follow me. I know a bunch of the celebrity blogs still follow me from trying to get news from music videos and things like that. So here's the truth. The truth is this: a bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs and create a culture that is obsessed with death, drugs, and sex.
Now, young Scooter haven't put out music in a while. You know what I'm saying? He's 39 years old. It's his birthday. He up by the Armory. You know what I'm saying? State Farm Arena. And all of a sudden he gets killed and everybody's speculating, but the streets are saying the police did it. Did they have a life insurance policy on that man? He was under Black Migo Gang. What's going on with that label? Same thing with Takeoff. What's happening here? Somebody said, same thing with P&B Rock. Somebody said it's a dirty world, especially in the rap game, man. It's filthy. It's filthy. Let's go.
Period. The industry is obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own people, but they're encouraging you to push it on yours, and they're paying you handsomely to do it.
Somebody said it's way too easy to blame it on the police. Well, listen, I don't think that it's people blaming the police. People are saying they saw it. They're saying that they saw it. Now, I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't at the stadium today. All I know is this is what the streets are saying. All of social media, the rumblings are already out there. They're talking about its footage coming, all of that. Now, if he was out there wilding, if he was really in a shootout, then it is what it is. Some people are saying that he had a shootout with the cops. I don't know.
The reality is, I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people. You're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? Why don't you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see.
And this is real talk. Be the example. Stop the trap music, man. Stop the trap music. It is really a trap. Change the message in the music, and maybe some of these artists will live to see 50 and 60. Maybe these youngins will stop drilling, mobbing, and slugging each other. Maybe these artists will stop thinking it's fly to pull up on other artists' grave site and desecrate graves.
Don't just get online today and talk about how, whenever a rapper makes it, his own people take him down. Don't just make those videos. Don't be sad. Don't rest in peace. None of that stuff. Be the change you want to see. Inspire it in your community. Reach out to other rappers and say, we have to stop. We're being used. You've been used for a long time. They create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time.
And it has been working. And they've been using our people as puppets the entire time. And some of these guys who make these records are really warriors. They are really soldiers. But everything is misdirected. They're not putting that attention towards the people who are really oppressing us. Those who we call the puppet masters. Akbar says, my boy Young Scooter formed Free Band Gang and started Black Migo Gang. He's heavily affiliated. That's why you don't hear from him as far as music. Right. I haven't heard about Young Scooter in a while, but all I know is every time I go somewhere, I hear that you say you a hit man, but you got no hits. I hear that joke everywhere. I'm a go getter. I hear that joke everywhere. And it's like, yo, they really rock with Young Scooter out here in Atlanta. That's why if I'm wondering if the police really did it, how this is going to work out. I'm wondering what's going to really take place if the police really did it, because Atlanta don't play that. Atlanta don't play that. Atlanta will go out there and riot at the news stations. I'm telling you, when it comes to police brutality, if they kill an artist, now I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's some ninja stuff and a rapper kill another rapper, they're not gonna do nothing. I mean, it's hypocritical. I know, I get it. If it's some street stuff, they're not gonna do nothing. But if they find out if they find out the police took down one of their legendary artists, they're gonna raise hell. I know it. I'm just gonna sit back and watch and be like, I told y'all, I know the area. I know they're not gonna play that. There's gonna be some protests. There's gonna be some unfriendly protests. There's gonna be some people taken to the streets. This is just how they get down. That's how they get down.
Their method in the Black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money, so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government, and as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite.
They're in cahoots with the elite to get your profits. Y'all heard when Young Scooter, I stashed away a meal. Y'all heard that? Look, they want to know if you really got a meal stashed away. Hold on, why Young Scooter ain't putting out records? Who he signed to? How can we get to that paycheck? I'm telling you, man, it's dirty. Imagine some executives sitting there in some Armani suit, sitting around a round table thinking, what about this asset that we had? How can we get to that check? He not really putting out no music. Look, how we gonna get to the bag? Aboriginal man says, right. A lot of these drill rappers are inviting death by their dark and drill lyrics, and the industry only promotes dark and demonic music these days. Can't listen to the radio station these days. I feel you. All it does is promote matters of the flesh, greed, fornication, habitual drug use, violence. That's all it promotes. Whoredom, all of that. Let's go.
They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important, but in truth, you're just doing their dirty work for them. So stop. They've empowered you in ways that are real. You have an audience, you have platforms, you have the ability to make change. So go against the grain together. They're more afraid of you all together standing up and creating a new culture that's built around family, faith, freedom, doing the right thing.
But you think these artists gonna do that? You think these artists are gonna really do that? I doubt it. Even though they can see all of the death around them, they're still they're still competing with each other. They're just trying to see who can be the top dog, and they all believe that they're smarter than the game. The game is undefeated. Akbar says, I'm from Atlanta. Scooter has the east side sold up. And that's the facts. He's street for sure. He don't need to put out music. He's making millions in the hood. LOL. Hey, that would explain why he ain't putting out songs. Could it been somebody was jealous that he was eating? That's very possible. while he was at the stadium on his birthday? Could it have been somebody who knew he was at the stadium? Because a lot of times it's somebody close to you. I know we going into all of these different caveats and we just trying to figure out what happened. But a lot of the times, man, it's the person you least expect, and it be somebody right next to you. Like, look, he gonna be at the game today. He gonna be at the pep rally. He gonna be out there. It could be a chick you messing with. Like, look, pull up. He gonna be right here. He gonna be wearing a white jacket. He gonna be right there. I'm telling you. You know why? Because people be jealous. People really be jealous like that. Justin says, Young Scooter been making music since 2011. Married to the Streets was his first mixtape. He don't need to drop music. Everybody's saying he don't need to drop music. He must have really stashed away that meal, like he said in the song. Heaven Lee said it. That's real talk. That's how they get you, via someone close to you. That's a fact. That's real talk.
Valuing life than they are of anything else. So I challenge you, use your power to do the right things. If you continue to do the same thing you've done, more rappers like this are going to die. How many
more rappers like that is going to die as long as your message is evil? You know what the scriptures say? Because the scriptures validate everything he just said. And I want to go there real quick. Because the Bible be talking about this. And yeah, over here, we do bring the Bible. You know what I'm saying? We do bring the Bible to prove the time that we in. You know what I'm saying? And I want to go to Hosea chapter 4, verse 2. It says, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committeth adultery, they break out in blood toucheth blood. Meaning because all of these things are happening. Swearing, lying, men smashing other men's wives, people dealing with each other with disrespect and treachery. Blood toucheth blood. That means that's black on black crime. That means our people are going to be eliminating each other because there's no respect, there's no dignity, there's no civil law. Psalms 133:1. How good and pleasant is it when God's people live together in unity? See, our people don't want to do that. Our people don't want to do that.
How many have to die before you change the culture?
How many have to die before you change the culture? That's what I've been saying the whole stream. Let's end trap music. Hey, the only people who disagree with that are people who like seeing the death. The only people who disagree with it is people who like seeing these rappers die. It tickles their fancy. They get off on it. And I do realize there's a lot of people out there really like that, who like to see these rappers get bodied. It's entertaining to them. Somebody said Scooter didn't rap about killing people or violence. I can't say that for sure. He talked about hitting licks. He talking about pulling off hits. He talked about all of that, just like every other trap rapper. Yo, the words are powerful, man. You got to be careful what you're saying.
And let me tell you something else. There's a reason the record labels pay us more to do rap videos. They don't tell you that, do they? Do they tell you that they pay us more to do your videos? Because they do. They do it because they know it's more dangerous. They do it because they know it's more difficult. And they do it because, frankly, there's a lot of money laundering involved. Those labels wash a bunch of money through. We don't do it, but we know the labels are doing it.
Wow. That's a bombshell. That's a bombshell. Dude said the record labels are money laundering. They're washing the money through the insurance agencies. Yo, dude is calling it out.
100%. Okay, they're then taking the money off the top end, and you see on your royalty check, oh, they spent $150,000 on this video.
That's why they do music videos. Or did they really spend that much money? Or are they laundering it?
Did they? Because we didn't see 150,000.
Wow. A lot of times they just using AI to do these damn music videos. And the rapper, the talent is doing all the work.
Okay, so where did the money go? And to who? Their friend's company? A lot of times that's the case. Same thing with insurance companies.
Here you go with the insurance.
They charge us more to insure your videos. And it's because they know the culture that's been created. They know that the only possibility of a music video being shot up is on a rap video.
Wow. So the insurance is a lot higher for you rappers. This is what the culture is doing to us, man.
And that's the truth. So change the culture. You have the power.
Change the culture. Atlanta, change the culture. You have the power. As an Atlanta native, well, I'm not a native here, but I live in Atlanta. I just want to say that, I met some very good people out here. I do respect the people of Atlanta. I respect the city. I have respect for a lot of people, and a lot of people have respect for me, but I plead with you. And I ask that y'all get rid of the trap music. It's too many rappers dying. And even if their death is not attached to their music, the record labels are getting paid off of them dying. So they stand much to gain off of seeing these rappers die, man. So here we have it, another one fall victim. More details are gonna come out, but unfortunately, young Scooter is no longer here. Look, I want to thank each and every one of y'all, and I want y'all to keep y'all head on a swivel. I'll give y'all updates on this story as I'm giving them. I want y'all to be blessed out here. Shalom and peace.